Them boys are trying to take one last stab at capturing this here air elemental. Let's see if they'll get down to it this week on Hapless Heroes.
One means first place, right?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and I'm your host and DM. We have a wonderful cast of characters to introduce to you tonight. They're the same ones from last week. We got Mike as Lord and Captain Kwin Southwind.
I really am a good bard.
We have James as Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
Dave as Zero Valen's Avatar of War.
Just silently sitting here contemplating whether I should go with World's Best Bard on my mug next to see what happens.
Little part of my brain just exploded inside of my head.
Chaos will ensue.
Our dear friend Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
It's good to be back.
Zach as Peridal Lincolnwoods.
Wow, the best drinker and possibly the best troll? Amazing.
The best part is I don't ever even need to do it. I just need you to know that I can.
And John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
Do we still want the moon boots?
That was funny because, I was trying to think of, Paradol probably has never actually seen Zero drink before this.
Like anything. Yeah.
Right. So I was trying to elaborate to Hedrick on all these occasions I would probably just immediately draw a blank and just try to use frilly language to fluff up the rest of it.
So when we last left off,
great.
Yeah. Speaking of the the moon boots, you were now again paralyzed with crippling indecision as you were now flying down back to the mountain and realizing, oh shit, we never shopped when we were trying to get Hedrick away from the giants that he said, I need to get out of here, fellas. About.
Yeah, but moon boots.
So you are mid flight, heading back down.
Let's just go.
Oh shit, fellas, you know what we forgot?
I already said moon boots. Yeah, well, what do we need them for on Earth, man? We'll be fine.
I suppose I don't need them. I can jump pretty high.
We don't want to send Hendrik back to that woman.
I'll have some prototypes ready for the next time we come up here.
Fair enough.
I won't do it. You can't make me.
I feel like Hedrick digs his heels into his griffin and
Just dives, yeah. You guys make it down. You have to return the griffins to the Mercus Mother.
bullshit.
She won't let us borrow them for one
Bullshit.
quick
We
elemental
could be the
hunt.
coolest humans in the fucking world.
Jarrell is going to try because
What was
you do
that?
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what was that?
I don't know.
That was not a dog, but it sounded like a dog. Let's
It
try
was
that
a
again.
ghost. It was a ghost.
Yeah, obviously.
Right.
It's got to be.
It's like a ghost dog or something.
Yeah.
It's a good dog, but a ghost one that's dead.
Anyways,
Jarrell really likes riding the griffins, and his whole plan last episode was that they would go hunt the air elementals
with the griffin.
with the griffins.
Okay, so you're going to try to persuade the Mercus Mother.
Honorable Mercus Mother, would you allow us to ride these griffins just one last time?
Can I I have really good animal handling, so could I be in the background, not talking, but attempting to handle one to show off our skills?
That we really like 'em?
We can handle this. Not only is he persuading you, but we got this.
So before you roll, I want to ask you, what do you imagine handling it is?
So
No, describe what you want to do, with and then
In Hoblet's mind's eye,
yeah,
what is his ideal
of showing off
for this situation?
of showing
he's
off.
literally going to walk to the front of it, put his hand.
So you're standing on your griffin now?
No,
Okay.
I've
In
dismounted.
front of it.
We're on
Okay.
the ground.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
I've dismounted.
Okay.
He's looking right at me, and I just have she's looking right at me. I have my hand on her nose, and she's just like laying down. That's what I'm gonna attempt to do, is like get her to just relax. She came down. We're gonna chill here.
And
For
a
a
little
minute.
poop on the snoot.
So you like just literally just calm the griffin.
Right. I want to show her that we can control these animals. Should Jarrell be able to persuade her to letting us?
Like you know
Have them.
how to take care of
Right,
this creature.
right.
You're not just
I
like
don't have the talking.
you're
part
not in
now.
it for a joyride.
Right.
Sure, give me an animal handling check.
It's not a good one, fam. I have a good bonus on this, Jarrell, so I really was trying to help you out here, brother. It's a 7.
Oh.
4 is a good
So he's
bonus.
just whacking the beak.
4
No.
is a good bonus.
No. He does attempt to calm it, but it like snaps at your hand. Like it doesn't like it doesn't actually get your hand, but like you have to recoil
Okay.
before it then reluctantly lays down.
Okay.
But it's a little ruffled.
Sorry, Jarrell.
Jarrell, you are now making me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh, what?
Damn it!
Oh, damn. 9.
You guys are taking the scenic route
All right.
back down to your campsite. As the American Smiler says, I think you've had enough fun, outsiders.
Jarrell wants to pet the griffin one more time before he goes. He liked him.
Sure, that's okay.
Yeah, just pet him.
Yeah,
We're out.
I can accept that.
A little tear rolls down Jarrell's cheek as
Yep.
he leaves the griffin.
So you guys kind of make the walk of shame back down to your camp.
Quinn puts his hand on Hoblet's shoulder and says, "It was a good try. It was a good try."
I love that beast.
Didn't love you back, apparently.
She'll come around. They always do.
Yeah, and then they marry you.
Yeah, sometimes you don't want them to come around. You want them to stay where they are in the clouds. Get away from the clouds.
So I imagine we start walking faster.
Yes, and you eventually make it down. You get there now. Dobritrum, you notice, is actually along with you. You have no idea how long he's been here, but you guys did a great job of not noticing that he was
Yeah,
there.
you did a good job of not bringing him up. Thanks for bringing him back to my radar.
We acted like he wasn't there.
Yeah, well, I'm
You guys
about to
did your
act like
job.
he's
It was
not
almost
here.
as if narratively he wasn't.
Where were you, Stooge?
Hedrick's just gonna look over his shoulder. Like, oh, Jesus Christ!
Nick,
Yeah.
meet the
Just
Stooge.
jump.
He's still wearing like that like oversized parka where he just it looks like a tube. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just like
Just like Kenny.
over bundled. Yeah.
I'm thinking like a Christmas story.
Yeah, I can't move my arms.
Oh yeah,
I can't put my arms down. I can't put my arms
No, his arms are definitely straight down. Like that part
Oh.
is definitely good. But
Yeah, he's got
like,
it right, I guess.
Yeah, but he's just but he's upright. He looks like his shoulders are just like square, like with like he has no neck. You know what I mean with the way he's wearing this like coat on himself. And he's just kind of trotting along with you guys. You know what I mean? But you see him kind of like like huffing and puffing to catch up. Apparently the mountains have not been kind to him. But again, you have no idea where he's been or how long he's been with you or what he saw. And you make it. You bring the unconscious Mort with you guys as well. The giant's ale was much stronger than we actually anticipated. Also, I think that he was knocked out by his own brilliance, obviously, with the clap on, clap off, which he is still wearing because he hasn't had a moment to change.
Hedrick's probably walking alongside or helping carry and
Yeah,
getting some warmth from those little sparklers, but
it's just magic. It's not really that warm.
Yeah, it's not that warm. So he feels bad that he's not feeling well.
Yeah, he really, he took a bit of a tumble, but he'll be okay. He'll be all right. But yeah, you make it back to the camp. The retainers are all there, all of Jarrell's people, and yeah, you have some horses. There was an extra horse
But they're not griffins.
because of Pepper, because Mort was using the coconuts. So as long as someone promises to give them back to Mort, someone can ride the coconuts if we are short a horse.
I always ride the coconuts.
Oh man.
I'd like to ride them with Quinn.
So who's doing the
one
clicking and
person
who's doing
reins
the
in
writing?
front.
I love this. However,
I don't.
you know how in like D&D, like some spells, like when they in the description it says like one willing creature, right? I feel like for this, like they need to be willing. So, are you a willing creature?
Well,
Seems
wait.
like an odd way to ask for consent.
Yeah.
No means no.
Hey, baby, you willing creature.
Oh no!
Don't
I mean,
do that.
Don't make it weird.
That is-
Don't make it weird.
That is
use
exactly
that
what that
tonight.
means. So, what is the what does remind me what the coconuts do again? I think I remember.
As long as you are clapping them together, and like galloping, you can move at the speed of a horse for the next 8 hours. You can only use them once per day.
and one person is allowed to
Ride along.
pretend to
if-
hold the reins.
yeah,
right.
if they ride up front with one hand on their hip and one arm outstretched,
Right.
galloping along. That's the rule.
So are these
So
coconuts
you
like
would,
next
so
to
if
more?
you were, so Hedrick, if you were riding along, you'd be in the front.
So I need you to look the stupidest. So I want you doing the
coconuts.
the coconuts aren't. No, I want to do the coconuts.
Okay.
Quinn, I'm already trotting.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So Quinn starts clapping the
coconuts.
together.
Sounds good.
I'm assuming that the rest of
I
us,
like the fact that I got to say clopping coconuts.
the rest of us have mounted our steeds.
Yes. And right.
Yeah,
Okay.
who's taking mine though? Well, I guess we don't really have.
We should bring it on.
One of them is carrying.
We each have our own griffin now.
no horses.
Oh, horses.
We lost.
Horses.
We no longer have winged
griffins,
animals.
right?
I mean, I do
Yeah.
recall a couple episodes back saying someone says it takes a real person to fly a horse. We weren't talking about Pegasi. Anyone can fly a Pegasus. You know you're the real thing if you can fly a horse. So, I mean,
Anybody got fly?
no,
Oh.
I know this. So,
I could press.
I'm assuming you guys had you guys trying to scour the mountains for an air elemental. Is that the
Yep.
next step? Is that your plan?
Looking for
That
stormy
would be
weather.
Hey,
Oh, here we go.
hey, Barado. Perhaps you could ask that annoying little clip where we could find an air elemental.
I guess I could try to not find an air elemental, and it might show up and tell me how to do it.
Right.
Not quite what I was getting at, but I like it.
Man, I hope we don't run into an air elemental.
Yeah,
How
Peridot
do you
will-
not try to find an air elemental?
Do I have to roll persuasion for this, maybe?
No.
So we're just walking around trying not to.
Yeah.
What
Well,
you
I'm just
do.
going to be walking around just hoping that I will be silently and aloud hoping that I do not find an air elemental. I will say,
I hope we do.
oh jeez,
So
you know it would ruin my day if I ran into an air elemental. I sure am trying not to do that. I'm trying not to find an air elemental, certainly. That's what I'm trying to not do.
Are you feeling well, Paradil?
There's a poof on your shoulder.
Oh, interesting.
The clip appears and looks at you and says, "It appears you're trying to not find an air elemental. Have you tried diving off one of the cliffs on these mountains?"
God damn.
Best way to avoid an air elemental.
Give me a intelligence saving. Wait,
Oh my god.
I think it's an intelligence
Wow,
save.
you went hard on that one.
Intelligence saving throw.
DMs are dicks.
What was it?
It's a 12.
You don't think that's great advice.
That's true.
The number was low enough to be scared though.
And he just goes poof, and disappears again.
All right, cool. Anyway, back to actually trying to find the air elemental.
Yeah, so I guess give me a general plan. You got there's there's like woodlands. There's like big, like some like little like larger rocky like flat areas around here. I mean, you guys could probably start. You guys could probably start searching around, like maybe looking for a storm or something. Like, I'm just
Yeah,
kind of
that's
curious,
what I
like what you
wanted.
guys
That's
are
the
doing.
general
Yeah, what
Yep.
time of day is it?
At this point now, we're like maybe late morning, maybe at 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm going to try to climb up the tallest tree in sight. Or, I mean, what is our view like out into the mountains, or
We're
we're
on
in
top
a-
of the mountain.
Kind of where, like around where your camp is, there's definitely like some larger, like kind of like some areas where like the terrain still levels out as like the mountain is gaining in elevation. There are some trees kind of like at least like kind of blocking view of like anything further to like your like as it descends down, but like up ahead of you is a little bit more. It's starting to clear. Like some of the trees are a little bit more sparsely like placed. You have your hand raised.
I want to ask my God.
Yeah, no, it's a new day.
It is today is a latter day.
So, okay, what prayer are you offering to Klingit? No, don't forget, you are asking a literal god for assistance. So, like, make it worth the ask.
Make sure you ask it right.
Best comes.
Send us 12 hookers. Oh, damn it, I blew it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we just want to find one?
Yeah,
I mean-
we just need a air elemental.
Yeah.
Just tell them to bring us an air elemental.
Oh, great Clangadin, send us on the path of an air elemental, preferably low level and easily captured. Love Hoblet, your faithful servant, always and forever, and ever, and ever, and ever. Oh my God, that's the closest I've gotten, but no,
What is it?
25.
Oh, so close, but no.
Sorry, guys. It was worth a shot.
It was a great
was
prayer.
worth a shot.
It was a great prayer, but you don't feel any divine answer.
Ah, he's not
Say a
speaking
little
with me
prayer for
today.
me.
Damn it. Does anyone know how to find one of these?
We've run into two so far.
I mean, I am a mountain dwarf. Would I know anything about...
Sure. Why don't you give me nature? You know what? Fuck it. Survival. I'll give it to you. Also, the difference between nature and survival is ridiculous, and it bothers me. I feel like sometimes they're so closely related.
Well, yeah, I would need to know how to avoid them to survive, so I would need to know where they were
Sure.
at.
I will give you that. See, there you go. Boom. You argued successfully with me.
Oh.
12.
12? I mean, you know that they definitely thrive more where, like, the wind can blow, like, freely.
We should head out to the open, boys, perhaps up in the cliffs.
Yeah, so you probably want to ascend a little bit more now that you've like regrouped with everybody. So you at least have a sense of direction. So you guys can wander around. I want someone else to give me maybe a survival check just to kind of navigate. Who wants to navigate besides Hoblet?
Yeah, no,
Not me.
I failed.
Anybody have any?
Could I do like an insight or a history or a nature check? Not history.
Nature check. Okay. Yeah, like maybe trying to determine, are you guys like heading towards maybe like the ripe environment for like the conditions for like, an air elemental to appear.
Yeah, I feel like Paradil is sort of like looking out, eyes squinting towards the horizon, trying to gain some insight.
I don't know about insight. It's going to have to be intelligence based.
Okay.
Honestly, so it's either going to be history or maybe even arcana.
Always giving you history.
Let's do nature.
Okay.
It's 17.
Oh yeah. So air elementals are, in their own right, magical creatures, right? They are sort of a byproduct of the elemental plane in which their energy originated from. So in this case, the plane of air, and they tend to occur sort of like, enter the prime material plane through a variety of things. There are certain powerful like storms, right, that are infused with magic that could summon them here, or there's even like ways to summon them via magic. But if you were to find one sort of naturally occurring in this region, similar to an area you found before, I mean, if you were to look around at this elevation long enough, you'd think you'd probably be able to track one down in like 2 hours.
Guys, I've been looking over the horizon. I squinted, and I think I can find an air elemental within 2 hours.
2 hours, you say?
2 hours.
Glorious.
I'm certain of it.
2 hours is great.
Like, if I were to gauge my certainty, like 17 out of 20, I would give it a 17.
Better than 3 hours.
Or on a scale from 1 to 20.
I was.
On a scale of what?
I would give it a 17.
I'd give it, I'm 17.
Let's go.
Certain.
Lead the way.
It's 85%.
I'm
a scale of
85% certain. Yeah.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 20, my dice said "fuck your fourth wall."
So if we remember, Zero has the capturing device.
He does.
Yes.
I think I can remember something about like a certain chime or song calling air elementals, and I'm going to, within the next hour, fashion a clockwork device to play an air elemental calling tune.
I love it. Sure, you make one.
I don't know what that sounds.
Since we've got some travel time, Hedrick is going to want to use his feat for his inspiring reader.
Okay.
He's going to start playing a song to inspire everybody, and it will give them temporary hit points.
Oh yeah. So what kind of temp HP are we looking at here?
7 plus 5, 12.
Everyone's got 12 temporary HP. Think of that as like a little extra HP shield you got.
Isn't that nice that Hedrick gave us 12 temporary HP? I feel a boost of energy from you, Hedrick. It's nice to have you in the group, my friend.
So what he's playing is, all we're looking for is dust in the wind. All we want is dust in the wind for the air.
And you're playing this over his song that's supposed to call the air elementals.
Yeah, there's a bit of a clash, but I would like for both of you make me performance checks.
$20.
11.
Combined, your efforts are beautiful enough to summon
2 hours later.
At about the 1 hour 58 minute mark, things start to happen.
the wind picks up. And you can start to see almost like a cyclone forming not far from you guys, probably within 30 feet of you.
Gerald charges right towards it.
That appears to be the beginning of an air elemental.
That's great, because what I was about to say was that as this cyclone begins to take shape and as Jarrell is running at it, a crash of thunder happens, and this lightning bolt just arcs straight down into the center of this cyclone. Jarrell, I need you to make me a dexterity save, please.
Not good at those. 9.
Okay, cool. You are going to take you're going to take 9 thunder damage,
Okay.
and you are knocked prone. And we're going to roll initiative.
Jarrell screams,
Damn it! Hit that thing, Hoblet! It's initiative time again, Jarrell. It'll be dead by the time I get to hit it.
I know. Last time when we fought the dragon, Fran just went around the table and started at the opposite end of the table from me, and I
But
didn't.
you also don't want to kill this thing, don't forget.
Right. We gotta
You
catch
need
it.
to catch it. Yeah. Zero, it is your turn.
Zero is going to start by opening fire.
Of course you would. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what else would any other rational person do?
I don't know. There's something about negotiate or, it's guile or trickery, and no, we're getting shooting. So, let's see. First 2 out of the 3 attacks. And again, I didn't declare it in advance, so we're not sharpshootering any of these. But
Okay.
they will beat AC since they're way over 20.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, thanks. Just that's all I needed to know.
All right. The third one we'll do with sharpshooter.
Okay.
That is 11 plus 6 for 17.
You got it. Yep, all 3 are hits.
All right.
Watch him
Mobile
kill,
weapon
watch him kill
platform.
this thing, and then you have to find another one.
God bless America, Zero.
Think of yourself as like it's almost like you're playing Pokemon right now.
All right. So
You gotta capture it.
So 45.
Damn. This thing already looks like it's been shook by some thunder, not of its own.
Good. We'll action surge, and I'll throw the catcher under it.
Okay. So let's see. I'm
Great
gonna do a percentile based on how much HP it has remaining.
All right.
Like what percent of HP it has remaining. So
Damn it, Zero. We're gonna roll initiative.
you catch it.
First try to the Pokédex.
So I
Strap the thing back on.
So listen, okay, I let the dice decide. I'm gonna let you know how I did this. So this thing I rolled it, had 90 hit points. Okay. You did 45 damage. That's half its hit points. So I decided 50% on the die. If it's below 50, you catch it. If it's above 50, you don't. It was a 37. You caught it.
Zero's just going to casually stroll up and grab the box.
Well, hot damn, Zero. You guys is going to slam Trixie into the ground.
Yeah, you guys are like battle ready.
Son of a bitch!
Peridot's just staring, mouth agape at the scene. What?
Zero's just like, act like you've been there before.
Well done, sir.
Sometimes we have to have a little anticlimax, you know, guys?
It's like I'm watching the man drink. He was so good at that.
So, I'm going to tell you something, fellas. You have currently in your possession everything you need to build an airship.
Yeah.
What do you do?
All right, we're gonna go build an airship. Friend.
So about that boat.
Let's go get the moon shoes.
Let's go back to the moon shoes. What, am I just gonna stroll onto my brand new airship without moon shoes? I think not.
Well, how
Do you
gonna-
know what happened the last time we got on an airship? We'd be stupid not to go get the moon shoes. Although we don't really have to go.
Also, if you recall, the Thane said that his enchantresses could probably do something like to cast a spell, but
Oh yeah.
they don't have shoes.
And Zero already said he would get on building them.
That's true.
By the time, if
Where's
we
our
ever have to
moon
return,
shoes?
we will have moon shoes.
Well, we want to return.
Okay.
Where's our moon shoes?
I'll be working on them in the mobile lab that I will be installing in the ship.
Oh, so the whole ship's not the lab like the keep is? Because remember, I do remember Zero referring to the entire keep at one point as the greater lab.
Yeah.
Well, yes, the ship is the greater lab.
periphery
but
of the lab.
the immediate area of his workbench is where he'll be working on the moon shoes. Now, the greater lab is where the moon shoes will be tested, of course.
Could you
Hence
put a
why
red
it's the greater lab.
Could you put like a sweet red racing stripe on mine?
I don't see why not.
Nice.
The red ones go faster.
Did we leave all that gold in the mountain too?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
so
did.
we do want to swing back to
And
that
guess
once we have
what
the airship.
you don't have right now? Means to fly yet. You gotta build the airship.
Yeah, we gotta. Let's do the airship.
But you do have a treasure stash in the mountains.
Yeah.
That we
Yeah.
told the giants about.
No. You told the giants you brought some back. Oh yeah, he did tell the giants
He
about
did
that.
tell them.
Twice.
But it seemed you also earned the respect of the king. He seemed to be cool with you guys. Like you literally just killed 2 dragons, and like yeah, you earned the horde. Like you were gracious enough to give them back their stuff. You
But
were
we
very
weren't
persuasive.
cool enough to get griffins.
So before we leave the mountains, Jarrell is going to make sure that manservant, because we've already established long ago that there's an ice chest in manservant's chest.
Yeah, I think I do remember that.
And
We don't have to explain how that works.
yeah, no, of course not.
No.
Freon.
So manservant is going to put like a little bit of extra snow
Just pack it in there, yeah.
in there, and then put my little dragon egg.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You found a dragon egg. There's dragon eggs down there.
No, yeah.
But didn't two of you take this? Quinn also has a dragon egg.
You wouldn't let me take.
Would you like to refrigerate your dragon egg?
Jarl will totally down with that if you want to refrigerate it.
Is he like
Freeze
he
your
must be
eggs.
like watching Jarrell pack this dragon egg in.
Yeah, it's up to him what he wants to do with his.
He's putting his in the freezer
Yes.
Okay.
with whatever you guys actually remember what I told you about dragon eggs. If you don't remember, that's on you. I told you.
No, I know.
Okay.
He's just deciding what to
I
do
was-
with it.
Right. I'm
Freezer
debating whether I
egg.
want.
Freezer egg. Freezer egg.
Yeah.
Okay. Both dragon eggs are in the freezer box thing that manservant is carrying. Along with
Yeah,
the rest.
It's like a magical cooler.
So
It's a magical lot of things.
It's a chest of holding.
manservant is a dragon egg incubator right now.
Yes.
Two
He's
eggs.
carrying the incubator, but yes.
But the
Yeah.
eggs are in
Him.
the ice.
Yeah.
The eggs are in him.
The eggs were inside him the whole time.
The whole time.
Hedrick's just astounded. You guys are talking about moon shoes, airships, stashes of gold, and dragon eggs in the freezer. Yeah,
Welcome
he's-
to the crew.
He is just mind is
We
boggled.
are being very nonchalant about all of this.
Yeah,
So that
no,
does make
he
sense
is
that
bothered.
somebody should be reacting pretty like, wow, this is amazing.
Like you say one thing, oh, you see another, and then you go, and then the other one, like on the ground.
See, Quinn, you just got to earn your fans.
I mean, like, he's warming up to me.
Yeah.
He's warming up to me. You have a fucking Jets hoodie on. I didn't even realize you sitting next to you.
Why would you announce that?
He's from New
We've
York.
addressed
it's
this
okay.
before.
I know.
We've addressed this
Still
before.
doesn't. The
This
shock
conversation's
value
already
still
happened.
doesn't. Yeah, but I didn't realize you had it on tonight.
But look, listen, we're all friends.
I've been
and
sitting
that's
next to you for 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. He's not
In
looking at you.
podcast time, that's like 2 weeks.
okay. Yeah, right. That's
So
forever.
2 fucking weeks I've been sitting here with a jet
You should probably wash it.
You should probably watch.
Fucking weeks.
All right,
than
that's
having
a
Kumin
little
all
too
over
much.
yourself.
The pot kettle and the kettle black there, Hoblet. You know.
Why?
You stink.
Washing
He just called the kettle black.
How about Bay's on a
quarterly.
He does.
regularly
He does
scheduled
do it on a
basis?
regular basis.
He turned
How
into
regular
jacuzzi.
we don't know.
That's like that vague language you always give, right? When you want to just like offer up just a range of time that's really not, there's no real definite borders to it. Yeah, like periodically he
in a bit.
bathes.
Question mark?
Yeah. So speaking of bathing, I'm assuming you guys are going to head back to where the airship is being built.
I definitely saw the connection to bathing on that.
Yeah.
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 Worst segue ever.
Speaking of bathing, you have something that flies, so we should go take care of that.
I mean, unless there's really anything else you want to do. Up in
No,
these mountains.
let's go make the things.
No, I
fly.
think we need to go make an airship. That way, the people who are going to fly in the airship maybe get some input on the airship.
This is great because part of what I wanted to do with this episode, since I'm getting ready to hand the reins back over to Dave, is it's going to take some time for an airship to get built. So I kind of want to address what happens over the course of the next 2 months.
Oh
shit.
wow, wow.
So you guys, return back to the airship, and we get, like you can see it's still being assembled, right? Like, there's now actual like wooden supports and like scaffolding and stuff like that holding it up now. Like the mages are no longer having to suspend it; they're exhausted, right? But they've been able to build the supports around this thing. It actually has like a structure to it. It's starting to take shape. And at some point the Sky Obsidian is going to arrive back down. They're going to add it to the ballast, right? There's still some open sections, but they're able to now assemble it without like any magical assistance, right? Because things were starting to go a little haywire, and they weren't trying to rely on that shit for too long. You see B. Bumbleson, you kind of give him the air elemental. I'm assuming, you guys are congratulated. The project is like very happy with the work that you've been able to do. They also update you that the people that you had rescued from the Beholder, they're starting to set up some infrastructure there to mind the guests. They were going to be paying the people a fair wage because Zero was able to negotiate that in a contract, with them. So they're being well taken care of now, and you've kind of supported that community. Just kind of recapping you, it's like you guys you surprisingly did some good here amid all of the fucking horrible shit that you also done. So it's like
Occasionally.
I do want to highlight the fact that like you did do like some good things. It took you kind of took a weird path to get there, but you still accomplished this. You should feel proud of yourselves.
I always feel proud of myself.
But I'm kind of curious. Like this is the first time the party has ever had downtime, and I really want to give some of the folks here a moment, and we're going to make sure that Mort has this moment as well when he gets back, because we're going to ask him what he's been through the last couple months, and obviously if there are any wardrobe highlights, because not sorry folks, like that's amazing. But I'm just gonna, why don't we just roll initiative to see like where we start. Kind of want to open this up a little bit.
We're gonna roll initiative again.
Yeah, but this is more for just like the story.
I think we're going to be saving the best for last.
Not this one.
So, Quinn, what'd you get?
A 7.
Uh-huh. Okay, Hoblet.
15.
Ooh, baby.
You finally got a good one.
Yeah, watch this.
Also a 7.
Zero's got a 7, and Quinn definitely has the advantage there. Maybe what's your dex bonus?
My initiative bonus is +3.
Ooh.
Dex bonus is also +3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Zero's got the advantage.
Yep.
Great. Hedrick.
1 means first place, right?
Really? Even when I wanted to lose, he beats me.
Rolling a
God
nat.
damn it!
Rolling
Can
a
you,
nat
leave,
1.
can you leave in when Quinn said, "Guess we're saving the best for last"?
God damn it!
Oh, we have to now.
Fuck my life.
So, yeah, you still add your initiative bonus to it, though.
It's a 4.
Okay. But yes, so you nat 1 initiative. So we got Hedrick at a 4. So currently the best is sitting in last, according to Quinn. Peridot, what do you got?
21.
Oh, yeah, way better than a 4. And Jarrell?
16.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
You rolled a 16, or you have
17.
a 16 after you
I have a
fucker.
One ahead of you that time.
So, Peridot, what do you spend the next 2 months working on?
Well, first, Paradel has been thinking a lot about Jamiroquai, and if he maybe did like a little bit better job on the hilt of his sword, I think it could have like some extra oomph to it. I think.
What do you want to do to it exactly?
I
Let's get a
want
little
to
creative with this.
basically put it back on my bench, and basically the handle and the hilt does not quite fit my hand quite right. It could be a little bit better. The weighting on it could be a little bit better, and like in terms of the strength and the hardness of the steel and like the shape and form of the blade, I feel like I just nailed it. But the hilt and the handle,
You can try to reforge the hilt
Yeah,
to be a little bit
so-
more balanced.
yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna try to add weight to it, try to sand out some rough edges, and
Yeah, I mean, there's a mobile forge here. Like the Omega Project is set up like it's all of its facilities here. You have a representative. Even Felix is actually here. You see him back again, and he helps like take you to like where they're doing all that stuff. Just like he seems to be busy doing something himself, but he shows you where you can forge all this stuff. I would like for you to make me. Why don't we make it a dexterity check with your thieves with the
Smith's tools?
with your smith's tools. So that's going to be with your proficiency.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That means it's. Why do you specify it's a dexterity check with the
So-
Smith's tools?
Dexterity bonus plus proficiency bonus.
Okay.
That's what essentially that means.
Right. Okay. That's what it already.
Yeah,
Is.
I should already be
so nothing.
calculated. I
Nothing
just-
addition
Yeah,
to. Okay.
right. Just making sure that you understand.
Okay. All right. So making a check with my Smith's tools.
Uh huh.
All right. Cool.
Oh no. Fuck. Now hold on.
Does mean first place.
Like I.
Wait. Was that a?
Now, guys, I don't want
Fuck,
to.
that's for
I-
a saving throw.
I don't want to spoil, I don't want to give too much away or hold too many hands here. But there are some people here who might be sitting on an inspiration token.
That's what I was just about to bring up.
And
Oh
you
my
can use those on your allies as well. So I'm just asking if anyone would like to do anything to help Paradil before we get to what happens.
I wanted to obviously use this at some point. But would I be able to inspire him like naturally playing my music as one of my normal abilities?
No.
No. Okay, I have to use this. Well, I will use this because even though I just met Paradil, I wanted to make an impression on him.
Just as you're about to make like a mistake, a fatal mistake in your forging process, Hedrick happens to pop into the forge.
Just catches my attention before I make my fatal strike.
And
Or potentially misaligned strike.
His perfect playing reminds you of how perfect of a blacksmith you are. Or something.
yes, he starts playing you an inspirational tune.
And I take a pause. And I think about how else I can make this move.
Yeah, this decision you're about to make here.
Okay. It's a 16.
16. I mean, you're able to get it to be a more balanced, but unfortunately, you don't add any additional properties to the weapon. Since it's already magical, I wanted to kind of make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I figured, you wanted to set the DC a little higher.
Yeah.
But you were close. It does feel a little bit better, but it's still not quite right. I mean, you can probably attempt this more over the next,
Yeah, sure.
Like, we have a lot of time.
In some sort of tasteful interval, I will
Yeah.
maybe attempt it again.
Yeah.
There will be facilities for this on the airship.
Sure.
Yes, very true.
Is that the only thing I want to spend 2 months on?
No, that'll take a little bit of time. You know what? Why don't we go with that, and I'll come back to you. We'll kind of We'll kind of keep going in initiative
All right,
here.
cool.
Can
I like
address
this.
like maybe 1 or 2 things at a time? I kind of like to maybe just explore our downtime. It's very rare that the heroes aren't like going crazy, killing a bunch of shit. Like you finally have time to get your affairs in order. You got a lot of shit going on.
We've had a busy year
I have
and
no
a half.
idea.
Year and a
Like
half.
you're about to like this is like getting on this airship means like okay like. It's like things are starting to like you now have full access to even the places that are a little too dangerous to go. And like the greatest task at hand here is obviously like you got to stop what's coming, it seems. And you got to we're going to have to figure out how that's going to work. Like the apocalypse is coming, so it's like these are maybe some of like the best times you're going to have for a little while, you think. Jarrell, what would you like to spend some time doing?
Jarrell is pretty much going to have a very structured routine to all of his days. He'll wake up, he'll eat breakfast, and
Is it pancakes?
and ham
Okay.
and bacon
Right.
and
Right.
toast,
There it is.
eggs. Yeah. So he's going to spend a lot of time next to the incubator, praying, and I'm going to spend time trying to contact Valen if I
Through the
can,
helmet? Yeah.
to see how things are going
Roll
when
me a-
she has time.
Roll me a D100.
Oh Lord,
Literally.
this one,
Yep.
just this one.
No, both of them. One's the 10 spot, one's the
51.
no.
Okay,
You get actually no response
ever.
from Valen at all.
Okay.
This is odd because this was a direct line
Mm-hmm.
before the events of Tarantus unfolded.
Was.
Right.
That's what he said was.
Like there was no question. If you called, there was a response.
Right.
So this is strange to you.
How far is the Citadel from here?
The other side of the continent. Like
Okay.
you're on the western coast. That's on the eastern coast.
Okay.
So High Rock, East Coast, Dragonport, West Coast.
Sure. Yeah, Jarrell is just going to spend most of his time praying and trying to tend to the eggs and
Hang out with your lackeys and
eat a
yeah.
lot of breakfast.
Yeah, you see at one point, you see Dilvertrum has been kind of hanging around, but he's finally sort of loosened up a little because you guys are sort of staying local. He may or may not pop up in one of your activities. Just letting you know. We're gonna go to Hoblet.
night number 1.
Hoblet War Journal.
Wow.
I'm dirty.
Oh no.
From,
How dirty.
dirty.
What
How
kind of
dirty are you?
You know, from a series of adventures. and
Yeah, you didn't really
dragons.
freshen up when you were up at the.
Ever.
You were given every opportunity to do that
got in the
up in the Cloud
jacuzzi.
Giant area.
Fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
No,
that just made it
for all of
worse.
us.
That just made it worse. I'm assuming that there's a Robert Kraft style massage parlor around here.
In Dragonport itself, there would definitely be a massage parlor. Yeah.
Okay. Hoblet is going to go in with a sack of gold.
Uh-huh.
He's going to,
You don't say.
he's going to take one hit of his acid.
Oh no! I forgot you still have that.
He's going to pay women to bathe him while tripping. And then he's just going to spend the next 6 to 7 weeks drinking and banging and doing random
Wow.
work.
Collecting the filth.
Yeah.
So not bathing. So
but he's
but
gonna
it's a
get
cycle
clean,
of,
but it's gonna
so
be
it's
the
a cycle
first
of like
night, yeah.
filth and then cleansing.
Yep.
It's like a weird, like almost like you're like it's like self-flagellation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like
Are you dirtier or cleaner when you come back after the 2 months?
yes.
Yeah. That's where you. Yeah.
Devotionals to Clangadin take on many forms.
We were clanging.
Hoblet
I
is
was waiting for that.
I just like Hoblet is so gross.
And then the last week, I'm gonna spend rehoning my fighting skills.
Yes, and maybe applying the mithril that you got to Trixie.
Yep.
So now
That's not gonna
Trixie
take
can
too
be
long.
wielded one-handed. We're gonna go to Kwin. No, Zero. Then Kwin.
Okay, so Zero's doing a few things. Something he's taken to doing in the mornings is visiting the Chow Hall where the Omega Project scientists and some of the other people involved in the airship are, and he drinks his morning coffee in a mug that says World's Best Pilot. Just, sipping, walking around during the breakfast hour every morning, around all the people who might be influenced over who gets to fly the ship.
Including us.
Just a moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, everyone here must make
Getting ready to roll already.
wisdom saves.
Yeah.
Yes, wisdom saving throw.
I mean, I always assumed it would be either you or Pregnard. Those, obviously, the two most capable.
I feel like Pregnart's calling is in the galley.
You've convinced all of the Omega Project people that are surrounding you. Every single one. I had like 4d20 that I was representing like groups of like 20. And they were all sub 10 rolls. So they totally believe you. Like everyone, when you guys walk into the room eventually, when he where he's like kind of like just drinking something out of this mug and like getting the things prepared for the airship, like everyone's like, oh my god, Zero, have you seen Zero? He is the most crack pilot I have ever seen in my entire life. He could fly anything. He could fly a horse.
Wait, how long is? What is the duration of? This is like a spell kind of thing.
Until the label changes, right?
It's just the people in his area that he influences with this.
One
Okay.
full chug of it.
Yeah.
People seem very confident around here in Zero's piloting abilities.
All right,
I'm
all
not
right.
gonna roll because I'm at the whorehouse.
Just to clarify.
Well,
I
was
think you
there
mean
for
the
like
Robert
6
Kraft
Yeah.
massage parlor.
Zero turns toward
Oh,
the
God.
Zero turns toward the camera. It helps that there are no other airship pilots in the world.
Yes, there are, however, at least 10 people here wearing red shirts
Good talk.
that have been tasked to assist with, the operations of the airship.
Yeah. So Zero does that in the mornings. Now, during most of the day in the afternoons, he's spent some time constructing the battle wagon.
Oh, yes. This is going to be an ongoing project. Now, This was something that was like very subtly whispered or mentioned a couple of times because like Dave has sort of been like drawing things and just showing them to Hoblet for a little bit. And like, they've been passing notes a little back and forth, but there's been this idea since we were in the forest, right? You guys collected a little extra enchanted wood
Yes.
to build a battle cart.
Yes.
A
Something
mobile-
that can deploy from the airship.
And you have a vehicle, like
Yes.
a land vehicle.
Yeah.
I love this, obviously. I would like
As if
for
it
you to
was-
make
Now, is that
me-
vehicle, could that be amphibious?
We already have a boat.
We could work on this, but let's start with getting it on wheels and rolling first.
Let's work on Phibius first. Then the am part will come later.
So we're gonna spend a lot. I mean, 2 months is probably. You're gonna probably spend the entirety of the 2 months building the battle cart. Then.
Yeah.
That's gonna take
And
you
making sure
out
it
of commission.
integrates with the
Yes,
with
the
the,
airship.
cargo door of the airship.
Sure. Would you deploy it via parachute?
A
A la Dumbo
parachute.
Drop.
Otherwise, like a low approach and just pushing it out the back door.
Right, just letting it roll. Okay.
I imagine Kit from Knight Rider when he comes out of the truck, just barrel rolls right down and can just
Like- If the world's best pilot is skimming it a few feet above the ground,
yeah.
we could probably drop that back door and kick the truck out the back.
And it's got to
combat
have
drops.
and good shocks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. No, we're designing this
Yeah.
for combat drops.
I can
because-
definitely picture that.
And I'll just, now that everyone knows that I'm the world's best pilot, I can refer to that final paragraph on the Mug of the Boss again. Disadvantage every time you try to operate a vehicle, especially if you're trying to avoid hitting pedestrians. Buckle up, heroes.
I already know what needs to happen here.
Oh no.
Please, everyone,
I hope there's no pedestrians in the air.
allow it.
Do birds count as pedestrians?
I'm gonna have you make a check in a little bit, just to kind of. I'm gonna see maybe like just how efficient you are at like building this.
Oh, sorry.
Like to see how long it may take. Can you make what kind of tools are you gonna probably be using there? So maybe craftsman, like some sort of like is it carpenter's tools, or gonna be more like your smith's tools? Like make an argument for me. What's tools
Yeah,
you'd rather
let's
use for this? Just one set.
Zero has proficiency in no tools at all, actually.
I think we made you proficient in something. I forgot what it was.
Maybe.
Fuck it, make
But
me a
Zero is
tools
also
check.
a project manager on the Omega project.
I like
and
this.
can thus bring people, Omega project scientists, onto a project.
I mean, really, he's given me a compelling argument.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's not building it.
No.
No,
He's
I'm
delegating.
leading a team that's building it.
Yeah, he's delegating. Okay, great. Now I'm just gonna say this takes the rest of the time. If you're
Okay,
cool with that.
absolutely.
Yeah, the battle wagon is gonna be great,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have you describe it at the end of this before we're done here.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna go to Quinn now.
Quinn,
What are you spending your time doing?
yeah, hasn't had a lot of time
No.
to get his message out there.
What message?
Oh, there's gonna be multiple messages.
Oh, okay. Let's hear this.
So he spends most of his time down by the beach,
Uh-huh.
and he
Alone?
mostly.
Okay.
Well, okay. So this part of the 2 months, he is literally scrolling stories about himself.
Like writing stories about
Oh
himself?
yeah,
Okay.
like wild lies, and like burning some of the edges, like just making it look like they've been, through some.
So you're
some tough
you're
times.
doctoring these a little bit, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
It's all written in third person, as if somebody else is writing the stories about me.
He doesn't know who his dad is.
No
Okay.
idea.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead. Keep going.
He'll roll them up, and probably about once every 4 to 5 days, he throws the bottles into the ocean, and hopes that at some point somebody in the world reads these stories, and he's in this like kind of stupor of somebody's going to actually care to read these stories. And he's hoping that he's going to have fans from all over know of the trials and tribulations
So he's sort of like casting out this
Of-
pod
look at this
of
face.
of
words.
Master Lord Captain Kwin South.
Something has happened.
Okay.
In the meantime,
Uh-huh.
I am also going through, or Quinn is going through Omega Project, and just recounting any story that comes to mind.
You're just telling people stories.
I am literally just telling stories of myself. Every once in a while, I'll kind of trickle in like a cool thing that somebody else in the group did. So I'm just kind of
But the focus is mainly on like you
On
as
myself.
You, like, now,
Absolutely.
when you are telling people the stories, is it in first person or third person?
um.
Because the notes, the letters
Sure.
were in third person.
So right.
It's important.
So,
It's important
yeah.
to.
So I'm telling
Yeah.
the Omega Project workers, scientists, whoever's listening.
yeah, anyone
um,
around who's like, yeah,
they're
even the
all-
people in the city. I mean, like you're not far from Dragonport. You can go into this
Sure.
into town anytime you want and like
Yeah.
hang out with like among
Yeah,
the civilization.
exactly.
Right.
And I'm constantly probably at the tavern.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, sharing stories.
yeah,
Yeah, really just like
so-
spreading the stories of your exploits.
Are
Right.
you avoiding your party members?
Like, are you actively avoiding everybody else?
I am only telling stories when the party members aren't around.
But you're telling stories about them?
However,
Like-
mostly about myself.
Right. I mean, I knew that.
Sure. And trickling in them.
Right.
But when somebody is around or near me, I make them slightly a bigger star in the story.
Okay, so you're embellishing for them if they're around.
Except Jarrell, I always tell the truth around Jarrell.
Okay, make me a a performance check, please.
Yes.
Good performance.
21.
That's fantastic because, well, I'll tell you in a little while. I'll tell you in a moment because we're in the home stretch here. So, Hedrick, you're new to the group. You've been kind of taken in. Seems like you're going to be
I'm new to a
boarding
lot of
this
this.
wild and wacky adventure, like hanging out with the heroes.
Heard of Dragonport? Like,
Yeah.
so the airship has him awestruck. The kind of technology that Zero is bringing in is just blowing his mind. And he feels like he could take advantage of this opportunity. He wants to utilize maybe some project members, maybe just, running some ideas past Zero to outfit some amplifiers.
Okay.
Something that can project sound, to a greater effect. Maybe mountable, maybe for the land cruiser or something that can be fashioned on the airship.
I was gonna say, are we talking about like airship-sized speakers, or like amplifiers, or are we talking about like a wearable amplifier,
Mountable,
mountable amplifier?
yeah.
Okay, there may not necessarily be enough room on the airship for that right now. However, they could fashion you some wearable amplifiers.
That would work great.
Yeah, because I think this would be incredible. It's to like literally give you like a portable
box.
magical speaker where you could project yourself.
I'm imagining
Frankie
there's
Wilde's wet
there's
dream.
there's a
Actually, I was just going to ask if you were at all interested in perhaps blasting Wagner from an airship while we do combat drops or something.
yeah, that sounds bitchin'.
They can fashion you this. It will take roughly 2 months or so.
Well, I am aware of some arcane stuff in the time that we've been apart. I learned some more magics, and one of the spells that I heard of was a shield spell that keeps things away. And what I'm thinking is more of something that can go up behind me to project it forward,
So it's like a cone.
like a bowl behind the end here, and it would just make the sound directed more, a focused cone to have more strength.
Okay, I can work with this. So I'm going to say that this thing would allow you to, in a, let's say, I'm trying to think of like the best. I'm going to say it's like say a 40-foot cone. All right, let's do 50. Nice, clean number right there. 50-foot cone directly ahead of you. You can, yes, sure, affect a number of creatures, if you're, willing creatures. With the shield spell, the device has 3 charges, and you regain them at dawn.
He's also going to spend a good amount of downtime busking and just trying to be out in the street, constantly playing, constantly moving, hitting spots, avoiding certain other entertainers. He very much wants to claim his own corner. He doesn't want to bust in on anybody else's spot, but he's getting a look around town. He's getting familiar with everything else going on and just trying to entertain some fresh faces.
Yeah, I mean, the city of Dragonport is definitely still bustling with trade, but it's definitely like the military is much around here is much more strict. They've I wouldn't say like martial law is in effect, but like the presence of the protectorate is noted, right? It's very hard to like not be seen by somebody doing something. You know what I mean? Like everyone's on high alert. They're preparing for, the unknown here. Like everything, the whole world's been turned on its head. Tarantus is gone. The undead are marching south. Like everything is terrifying. And they just want to make sure that like they're hyper vigilant to make sure that the threat has not reached the south at all.
I think the first time you guys ever met Hedrick, he was
in the
almost
Crucible lands,
completely unaware,
Yeah.
or at least seemingly that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's still very much trying to hold on to that sentiment. So being in a fresh city, being up in the clouds, being away from all of that influence has really just left him to his music. And so that's all he's doing.
Make me a performance check real quick, Hedrick.
14.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you're pretty entertaining.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I danced for the king once.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll say that you
Not
like
bad.
you make enough to like you make a living wage, just kind of doing that, enough to kind of do you for a little while, like kind of get your, kind of just enjoy another, last bit of civilization and performing before you're on the road, but for a different reason. And by on the road, I mean in the air in an airship that you've never been on before in your entire life.
Cruising the vistas.
I don't think any of us have.
No.
Well, I mean, just that one time, but that wasn't really
We all-
on an airship. That was just,
Falling in.
yeah.
Could have been.
Don't mind us.
so
We're
close.
just breezing through.
But after about 2 months pass, there's a whispering around town, right? Like something's going on, right? People are kind of crowding around in the streets. You hear like one person shouting that they found something, and it's like the most beautiful thing that they've ever found in their entire life. And like people are gathering. I mean, like in like this, like like this, like squares, like whatever, they can hear it. And one of you, as you guys are kind of, I mean, you guys inevitably catch word of this, but it's like there seem to be stories of Kwin. And someone not like he knew someone that like was talking about like you had been talking about this Captain Kwin Southwind in town, and then he went fishing the other day and found like some bottle and like read one of the stories and like cried because it was so beautiful and he was so inspired, and he's like gathering this crowd and telling your story, and all of a sudden it's like the name Lord Captain Kwin Southwind.
Master Lord.
Oh, Master Lord.
Master Lord. Master Lord Captain Kwin Southwind.
Master Lord Captain Kwin Southwind.
Thank you. It's a mouthful. Like something else of mine.
The Master Lord Captain has become a,
Jesus Christ.
Big dough.
a legend
Talk about a master lord.
in this area. So, guys, you remember when I made that face earlier? Some of you may have noticed that I got very surprised. So I rolled a D100. I was like, yeah, what are the chances someone finds this and like something happens? I rolled a 100.
Wow, 100 chance.
Like it's just like it's all zeros, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, 100%. Kwin is about to be the most popular person on the West Coast.
Winning! Yes.
It's not long before tales of the Master Lord Captain and his friends, the heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh.
Jesus Christ. You actually rolled a 100?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I was watching him take a picture of something. I was like, either this is gonna really like bomb what I just did, or it's gonna be awesome.
I believed you.
I saw your face.
Oh wow.
It's
And
super
I was not
exciting.
paying attention, but Phil, just, when that happened, he was like, something happened.
Yeah. Something's happening.
Kwin, you are the talk of the town. And it's like it is the Master Lord Captain and the heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh.
That's awesome.
Meow.
This is where we step up to what, regional heroes or
Yeah, you could just starting to step above that now because it's not going to be long before these stories spread.
Coast to coast.
Almost.
we're on the West Coast here.
Yeah.
So like they have like the internet, so word travel. It still takes some time.
By bottle,
to get
apparently.
there.
When
Back
Biggie-
to the same place that you started in.
Right. I was gonna say.
Well, one of them was bound to like
Circle back, yeah.
catch the tide wrong.
It would be.
That's why I did a bunch.
It would be even funnier if they all just floated like slightly downhill and all collected on one fisherman's pier.
That's what I thought. I thought he rolled like a real fail something.
Like he's collected
where they
the whole tome
Right,
of-
one person is getting the same message and like
One fishing net got
it,
pulled
it
in.
could
and
pay
it
off because this is now Quin's biographer, this old fisherman who's decided to follow
Fair.
the path of Master Lord.
You
Captain
even see
Quin's
that Dilbertram has picked up one of the copies, like one of the reprints of this letter.
ooh, there's a reprint.
Yes.
Somebody's pirating your shit, man.
Right, dude.
Or yeah, fuck that shit.
They're your royalty.
People are merchandising without you. We'll have to address that at some point. So
Wait a minute.
First world problems.
But do I have my own action figure
I don't know, but along with that sort
Not
of fandom
yet?
comes fan fiction, and that's where the real meat of the matter often lies.
I'm getting a little excited about the erotic fiction that's going to come of it.
I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
it's also kind of creepy
There's
too,
fan
'cause
fiction
it's
that
just like
isn't erotic.
strangers talking about like your shit.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, there you go. So never mind, guys.
This is exactly what I
This is
wanted.
exactly what Quinn wanted.
Can I roll to see how long it takes for Jarl to realize what's happening?
Oh,
Yeah.
you know immediately.
I think Hedrick.
Yeah,
So
I don't think
Jarl
it's-
will
Pick it up
try.
weird.
He'll always laugh whenever he hears one of the stories, and he'll make sure that they're aware that whatever that was killed in that story, that Jarl killed it.
I think you're too little, too late on this.
Oh, probably, but that's why he just laughs it off and like makes a incorrect correction.
I mean, they're all popular by association now. So I mean, he can tell whatever stories he wants. But I mean, like,
they all know it's me.
it was the Quinn show apparently this entire time.
Wow.
This guy literally just wrote himself to be
I mean, it's always been the Queen.
the person.
I am now going to be the man, the myth, and the legend.
Master Lord Captain Quinn Southwind.
I can't wait for my next title.
I'm really curious how you guys are going to figure out how to name this airship.
Well, I think that maybe that's something we should decide.
For flies a lot.
But before we decide, I'd like to let some of our audience members who are here at this time listening to this episode, why don't you talk to us for a minute? Why don't you send them some stuff, Twitter, Discord, email. I'll
Stir it up.
Give some information and during our closing here. Help us really properly name our airship. We'll all discuss it internally. We'll pick our favorite name, and that will be the name of the airship.
And we'll actually use it this time.
We'll actually use it this time. I promise. Well, there's much more of you now than there were when we first started. So, because Sir Ships a Lot was a long time ago.
Yeah, there's at least 5 more people.
At least. Yeah. So that's one of the things I wanted to just quickly address before we finished here.
Thank you.
And if you're a weird AI space alien that has visited the Earth from the future or in the future, I'm sorry, we're probably not taking name suggestions anymore.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, you're too late. But I mean, we still love you, anyways.
Yeah, sorry. We recorded this like 2,000 years before you're listening to it.
I mean,
I'm really glad it's still around, but
we can't
Kudos
be
as well for creating the technology to listen to 2,000-year-old recordings.
and being able to understand it, still possessing a language that's capable of,
Right. I hope
understanding this.
that we have not totally disappointed you in the human race.
We probably have, but that's okay because I'm willing to accept that.
I'm not.
They might not have to
Primates
invent
Make
anything.
Podcast.
They might not have to invent anything. When I die, I'm just going to leave my computer on. It'll be there. Then 2,000 years later, they'll find it.
They blew it up. You monster.
The porn?
Do you think there'll be enough?
No, the
Password.
podcast.
I was going to say, do you think there'll be enough in the podcast to reassemble your collective consciousness back into the?
I'm sure there will, and I hope
my God, that's
they
gonna be
don't
a
do that
weird
because
fucking
listen, it'll be a weird guy.
Podcasts are forever.
Because that's just our on-air personality. Like,
It's a strange
think about
dude
that
that's
for a
going to get
second.
merged from there.
Yeah.
Pregnant would be a significant percentage
Oh my
of your
God.
personality.
Well, yeah, I mean, he already is.
And,
He didn't come from nowhere, man.
so, guys, I kind of wanted to leave it on, this nice, easy, beautiful place to hand off to Dave, as we are going to take off potentially in this airship and explore the world in a completely different way. Thank you all for coming along in this journey with me.
Yay.
It's been a long one. I'm
The
tired.
collection arc.
Yeah, right. The collection quest after the collection quest.
That was a long arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
But-
great arc.
But I mean,
But it
you
was-
had to
I
earn
mean,
you had
my
to
arc
earn that
before
airship.
that was super long,
Right.
too. I think that's at
Top
least where
5 arcs.
we are
Right.
At this point.
Definitely top 5.
I got it. You got to earn that
Top
airship,
Yeah.
right?
Top
you
10?
worked hard for it. It feels like you
Top
like
5.
now with all the work that you put into getting this airship. Obviously, you're gonna want to take care of her.
Hoblet's going to light it on fire.
Date's
To
done.
the shock
The
of
christening.
0 people.
Well, we'll find out if that happens next time on Hapless Heroes. Thank you all for listening. Really appreciate you. If you like what you heard, you can find us on the internet. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Hapless Heroes. We also have a subreddit /r/Hapless Heroes podcast. But those places will just point you to our Discord server, as we mentioned earlier, where you can hang out, talk to us, help us name our ship, talk about wacky, wild things, share pictures of your cats, talk about pretty much whatever. We're just kind of hanging, share memes, talk about things with spoilers. But if you if you don't spoiler tag that crap, we will publicly shame you.
And as you know by now, my new hot take is cereal is not soup.
I disagree.
But isn't it? It's like gazpacho. It's cold soup.
Is milk broth?
Nope.
Let's.
What if you eat your cereal dry?
I mean,
Yeah.
And if it's about
Bingo.
cereal, isn't it more of a cold take than a hot take?
Heyo.
Unless
Again,
you're
unless
eating hot
you're
cereal.
eating hot cereal.
Again, just a sample. Just a sample
we can bowl it over.
of the types of discussions and arguments that you can have with us on our Discord server. If you really, really, really like us, though, you can leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. We really appreciate it. You all have written us some wonderfully kind words. It means a tremendous amount to us weird and strange individuals who just love doing this. And like, if you super, super like us, guess what? You can donate to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/EmpressHeroes. We have some real silly rewards, Discord roles, Hoblet's Notebook, unreleased audio, just a whole bunch of stuff to peruse on there. It's a great time. I'm constantly adding more stuff as I can. We're trying to make you really feel like, for those of you who are donating to us, like you're getting your money's worth, that we're giving you that extra bit, that little extra under the hood,
And I
wacky
haven't-
ridiculousness.
I haven't brought it up in a while, but we still are advertising tasteful nudes as well, right?
I still have them.
That's
I
still
have all of them.
that's still on the table.
Yeah,
no
we
one's
feel like-
reached
feel like
the
I got
level
yours
on
too, don't worry about
Patreon, but
Yeah.
taste.
And it's one of the hidden goals.
Before you become a regular, you better know that that's part of the.
I thought it
package.
was just kind of like, the initiation process.
Right.
Come on for 2 episodes, but first we got to get all these pictures.
Like, you'll know when you get there. You know what I mean? You'll know because
I already
once
know
you
I
hit
want
that hit that threshold, like they're coming your way.
Right.
Whether you want them or not.
A steady stream.
If
of
someone's gonna give us that much money, John, they want them.
and they can have all of them.
And if you really like us, right now, you like us, you may be sort of a bashful person and may be deterred from some of my suggestions because they may be too public or, too out in the open.
Oh, here we go.
What did you say?
Painful.
Slightly illegal.
Crass.
Morally
So-
incomprehensible.
This is a good one to do privately if you're
Into that sort of thing.
That sort of thing. So go to like a hunting store and get some beaver urine and cover yourself in that, and then find a beaver lodge situated upon a beaver dam, of course, and climb inside and befriend the beavers and play them the fanciful tales of our podcast. But that's not where it ends, because you should also coerce those beavers into joining your theater group and performing reenactments of your favorite tales from our podcast.
I would watch that.
And that's if you're bashful. Only if.
But you're only performing them for you and the beavers.
That's
right?
true, yeah.
Right.
I mean, you wouldn't have had a theater group before entering the Beaver Lodge, I assume, because you're a very bashful private person.
But you might find a home among the beavers.
It's
Right.
impossible to have stage fright when performing in front of beavers.
And it's impossible not to form a theater group when you befriend a group of beavers.
And it's
already got a
impossible to
roll.
make this work without the piss.
See, my logic there was the beavers will trust you if you're covered in their own urine.
Because if there's anything we've learned, humans will trust another human covered in their own piss.
I always
Not
do.
just their piss.
I always
your
do.
piss.
Someone else's store-bought urine.
It's sterile. Okay.
I'm wondering if it's organic.
I mean, depending
Well,
on the
it came
beavers.
from an organ.
Could you imagine if that's how humans had to meet other humans? You had to go to the store and buy some dude.
R. Kelly would be Bill Gates.
I mean, to be fair, some colognes were made of people's sweat.
He's right.
so-
He's right.
I mean, to be fair, we have done that.
Wow.
How do you get that job?
How did
sounds
we
like you're gonna get
Making the
some sort of-
sweat.
I mean,
for-
like you have to eat something so it always smells the same.
usually some famous person.
How did we get here?
There's a great Kids in the Hall sketch.
You
It's
brought
your
us
fault.
all.
Yeah, it's always your
Does anybody
fault.
remember that?
I remember the show, but I don't remember this.
What did I do?
Fran, when did you get here?
Hey. So there was a show I think that I was outroing at some point.
Oh, good luck.
So I guess I'm gonna. I guess I'll do that. I'm gonna go up for my right this time, I guess, and just outro this cast. John is Lord Terrell of the Light.
Until next time.
Zach is Parrot of Lincoln Woods.
Good night and good luck.
The illustrious Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dave as Omega Project Prototype 0.
Drag portal love. Hey, we're on the West Coast here.
Ba-ba-dum-bum.
And also Zero Valence Avatar of War, whatever. I'm just gonna say
That
both
too,
titles.
Whatever.
Hoblet the Smasher, played by James.
To infinity and beyond.
And the Master Lord Captain Kwin Southwind, played by Mike.
Please, no autographs, unless you line up very nicely to my right.
And I am Francesco. I have been your host and DM. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. Tune in next week when something else wacky is going to happen. Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen. Good night.
Lord. We're trying to make it sound of music.
Yeah.
Yikes.